dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke, and I welcome you all to the MCGM's virtual classroom. My dear students, today our subject is Environmental Studies Part 1. And in Part 1, our today's chapter is Maps, Our Companions. So in this topic, we are going to discuss about the different types of maps and how maps are helpful in our daily life or in the field of traveling, we can say, or in the field of science and technology, or in the field of military. So here the first thing which we are going to start with is the land in our environment is not of the same height everywhere, and we know this thing, or we can say that we experience this thing. जैसे हम ट्रैवल करते हैं एक जगह से दूसरी जगह, तो हमें ये बात आसानी से समझ में आती है, या फिर हम कभी किसी हिल स्टेशंस पे जाते हैं, या फिर हम जहाँ रहते हैं वहाँ से हमारे गांव या फिर गांव से किसी और जगह पे जाते हैं, then we can easily understand this thing, or we can easily experience this thing, that the land in our environment is not of the same height everywhere. For example, this one and this, then this, there is no same height everywhere. And this unevenness, this is called unevenness because this is not same, it is not same. This unevenness gives rise to various land shapes, creating different land forms. And now these land forms are also known by particular names. For example, mountains, उनका height ज़्यादा होती है mountains की. Valleys, जो माउंटेन्स के बीच में उनकी हाइट और कम होती है या फिर नीचे डेप्थ ज़्यादा होती है, हम कह सकते हैं. देन द प्लेटोज, प्लेन्स एंड आइलैंड्स, दीज आर द डिफरेंट लैंड फॉर्म्स नोन बाय हाइट्स. नाउ अबाउट दिस you people already studied in the third chapter, and for a proper understanding of our environment, अगर हमें हमारा environment अच्छी तरह से समझना है, for a proper understanding of our environment, it is necessary to study the physical or natural setup of the land. And once we started understanding this, or we understood the physical or natural setup of our land, then it is very easy for us to understand the region in which we are living, or the country or the state in which we are living. So in this topic we are going to study about the maps, or the use of map in understanding the physical or natural setup of the land. Now in 6th standard you people have to study geography, then in 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th you have to study the subject geography, and in geography maps are very important. In standard 4th, when we learned about maps, we saw a map, 5,000-year-old map. This means that man has felt the need to make maps since ancient times. अगर 5,000 साल के पहले के इंसान ने भी मैप बनाया है, इसका मतलब इस बात से हमें पता चलता है कि मैप बनाना ये एंशिएंट मैन की भी ज़रूरत थी. At that time, maps were mainly used in wars. It is important to have detailed knowledge of the terrain. It helps in working our strategies of defeating the enemy. जैसे अलग अलग राज्यों में, अलग अलग राजाओं में युद्ध होते थे, तो युद्ध को जीतने के लिए सामने वाली राजा की टेरिटरी को जानना बहुत ज़रूरी था. इसीलिए अलग अलग किंगडम के अलग अलग मैप्स उस वक्त के राजा लोग जो थे वो बनवा के लेते थे. मैप्स वर वेरी यूजफुल फॉर दिस पर्पस. नाउ टेकिंग इनटू अकाउंट द डिफरेंसेस इन हाइट, shape, etc. Various landforms can be shown on a map, and there are different methods of showing these landforms on a map. अलग अलग तरह से वो दिखाए जा सकते हैं. So here now on the screen, as you can see, map A, this one is map B, and this one is map C. What you have to do, you people study these maps. All three maps show the same area, but they look different. These three maps are of same area. एक ही जगह के मैप है ये, लेकिन दिखने में अलग अलग दिख रहे हैं. But they look different. Now what you have to do, you people study the maps and answer the questions. Now the questions which are given in our textbook, I'll just read it for you. Then you people try to answer the questions by yourself. First question, in map A, how has the height of the land been shown? Height किस तरह से दिखाई गई है map A में is the question. Why have colors been used in map B, जो कि map A में नहीं है? How is map C different from the other two maps, from map A and from map B? In which direction is the highest point in map A, B and C? In which map can the landforms be seen most clearly? Now you people just observe these maps and try to answer the questions. We go for the next. The length and width of a landform can be easily shown on a piece of paper. जैसे ये लेंथ है, अच्छे से दिखा सकते हैं. ये width है लेंथ की, जैसे इसको ऐसे ऐसे करके हम दिखा सकते हैं in this way. But the height and depth cannot be shown as easily. And to solve this problem, there are different methods of showing the elevation or height of the land. And for that we have three types of maps which we are going to study in detail. First one, contour line method, then layer tinting method, and the digital elevation model. So one by one now we'll study this in detail. So the first one, contour line method. This method is used to show unevenness of landforms on a map. If there is change or the difference in the height or the elevation, then we use contour line method. So this method is used to show the unevenness of landforms, for example glacier, plateau, and of different types like mountains, valleys. The height of the land is measured from sea level. Height को measure करते वक्त कभी भी sea level को लेके height को measure किया जाता है. ये एक important चीज याद रखना. Next points of the same height are identified. Their position is marked accurately on the map. For example, this one and this one both are the same. तो इनकी position को ध्यान में रखा जाता है. And these locations are joined with a line, and such lines are called contour lines. Now here you can easily understand this. Cross section of a hill, this one and this one, contour line method. अब ये जो दिख रहा है ये इसका ये contour line method में बनाया हुआ मैप है. So in the map, lines are drawn each joining places of a specific height, and this way the relief of the land can be easily shown. It helps us to understand the slope of the land and their height of different places. So here is the slope. Note that when there is less distance between the contour lines, the slope is steep, whereas if the distance is great, the slope is gentle. I am again repeating this. When there is less distance between the contour lines, the slope is steep. ये यहाँ पर इसमें distance बहुत कम है, इसका मतलब द स्लोप इज स्टीप, एंड इफ द डिस्टेंस इज ग्रेट, ज्यादा है, द स्लोप इज gentle, this one. Then the next to the contour line method, we have layer tinting method. In this method, the spaces between contour lines are filled with color. For example, ये जो दिख रही है ये contour lines है, ये, और इसको color से भरा गया है. Each color indicates a specific height. Now here you can see this color showing more than 300 height in meters, this one 200 to 300, this one 100 to 200, and this one green less than 100. So in this, each color indicates a specific height. For example, water bodies are colored blue, whereas the adjoining land is colored dark green. In the next, we can see that next figure, land higher than that is colored a light green, next higher land is colored yellow, and so on here. In this figure, here water bodies are colored blue, so these are the water bodies. Then the adjoining land is colored dark green, and the land higher than that is colored a light green, next higher land is colored yellow, this one, and then so on, you can see. So in this, how the colors change with the height, the colors between the contour lines show up the difference in the physical setup. Now next to this, digital elevation model. This is the most modern method of mapping. In this, the information obtained through man-made satellites is presented with the help of computers. मैनमेड सैटेलाइट जो है वो फोटो खींचते हैं और विद द हेल्प ऑफ कंप्यूटर ये बनाई जाती है डिजिटल एलिवेशन मॉडल, एंड इन इट वी कैन डायरेक्टली ऑब्जर्व द डिफरेंसेस इन द हाइट ऑफ लैंडफॉर्म्स, जैसे यहाँ पर हम मैप सी में देख पा रहे हैं. मैप्स मेड यूजिंग डिजिटल एलिवेशन मॉडल helps us to understand the physical setup of a region. In other words, they give us an idea of its height, relief, and slope. Now this one is the map, as you can see on the screen, which is a type of digital elevation model map. Physical maps can be used in military operations, tourism, drawing up mountaineering routes, and in making regional development plans. So all these things were about the contour line method, layer tinting method, and digital elevation model. Physical maps, this one is the physical map of the world, which is used in military operations, tourism, drawing up mountaineering routes, and in making regional development plans. Many people use maps. Nowadays we people use maps on mobile phone also, like Google Map. जैसे बहुत सारी कार जो आजकल आती है उसमें भी ये गूगल मैप होता है. एक जगह से दूसरी जगह अगर हमें जाना है और रास्ता पता नहीं है तो हम उस मैप का यूज़ करते हैं. सो वी यूज़ मैप. Many components are shown in maps or outline maps, and if these components are shown on different maps in different ways, it will be difficult to understand them. जैसे मुंबई का एक मैप है, आपके पास कुछ अलग दिखा रहा है, मेरे पास मुंबई का सेम मैप है, वो कुछ अलग दिखा रहा है. मेरे मैप में कुछ अलग सिंबल्स एंड साइंस है सेम प्लेस के लिए, आपके पास जो मैप है उसमें अलग सिंबल्स एंड साइंस है. तो इससे क्या होगा, एक कन्फ्यूजन बढ़ेगा और एग्जैक्टली कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा. नाउ टू सॉल्व और टू ओवरकम दिस प्रॉब्लम, स्टैंडर्ड साइंस एंड सिंबल्स आर यूज्ड विच आर सेम एवरीवेयर. आप दुनिया में कहीं भी जाओ, वो साइंस और वो सिंबल हर जगह यूज किए जाएंगे टू मेक द मैप इजी टू रीड. एंड दिस सिंबल्स एंड साइंस आर यूनिवर्सली यूज्ड, पूरी दुनिया में उनका यूज किया जाता है फॉर स्पेसिफिक कंपोनेंट्स. नाउ वन बाय वन we'll talk about this also in detail. The first one, conventional signs. Signs are used to show various things on a map as per convention, and these are in the form of letters, for example this P, or geometrical shapes, for example lines, circles like this, triangles or dots. These are the traffic signal conventional signs. This one triangle you can see, this one also. And the conventional symbols. Symbols are used to show various things on a map as per convention, and symbols are miniature drawings of the respective objects. For example, ये एयरपोर्ट अभी दिख रहा है अपने को यहाँ, या फिर ये इंडस्ट्री, या फिर ये माउंटेन्स, या फिर ये हॉस्पिटल. So for example, if we talk about the conventional symbols, we use mosques or forts or temples. Here it is given in our textbook. PO is the post office, then this one harbor, lighthouse, fort, burial ground, international boundary line, battlefield, रेलवे, ये जो रेलवे का ट्रैक है इसे दिखाया है, देन द वेल, स्प्रिंग, ट्रायंगुलेशन मार्क, सेटलमेंट, ग्रास, काउंटर लाइन, लेक, रोड, माइन, and RF, which means reserved forest. All these are the symbols used by the Survey of India while making maps. The Survey of India is the foremost map making institute in India, and it was established in 1767. Just think about the year. This institute has made a large number of topographic maps of the Indian subcontinent on various scales by conducting field surveys. मैप बनाने के लिए ये बेसिक चीज़ है कि आपको फील्ड सर्वे करना पड़ता है उस जगह का, एंड देन यू कैन go for the map. These maps are known the world over for their accuracy, and the institute's headquarters are in Dehradun in Uttarakhand. This one you can see, Bharatiya Sarvekshan Vibhag, that is Survey of India. Now this one is the question in our textbook given. Identify the following signs and symbols and write their names in the boxes. Now you can easily identify these signs and symbols which are there in our school or in surrounding. This one in school related with the television. This one is also very common. This one you people just try to write down the answer. Then this one more interesting thing. Jasbir and Manjit are reading a map and they do not understand the following signs and symbols. Now what you have to do, by using the signs and symbols which are given in our textbook on page number 42 पे जो दिया है उसका यूज करना है और यहाँ पर आंसर्स लिखने हैं. Jasbir and Manjit are reading a map. They do not understand the following signs and symbols. So will you help them by writing the meaning of each sign and symbol? ये भी लिखना है आपको आगे कि वो साइन है कि सिंबल है. Now PO is for post office. This one is of lighthouse. Then this one fort, battlefield, railway track, and this one is of well, and this one is of spring. Now you people just do one thing, ये sign है या symbol है लिखना है. Sign is what? Sign में क्या होगा? It may be lines, circles or triangles, and in conventional symbols it may be the miniature drawing of the respective object. So you people do this. In today's topic we people discussed about the maps, and in maps about contour line method, layer tinting method, digital elevation model, conventional signs and conventional symbols.
Please subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications.
So my dear students, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.